Oh, wow. Now that is not coffee. That is a strong Greyhound. It's been my drink of choice lately. I'll also mix in a salty dog once in a while. So, a little different than coffee with Christo. This is cocktails with Christo because I need a little bit of Grandpa's cough medicine. I am banged up. So, So I traded in my golf clubs for these. Yeah, I'm rocking these out right now because I have a partially torn Achilles. Hey Brad, I'm trying to, oh my God. So guys, I mentioned last week that I hurt my ankle running on the beach. I don't think the Achilles was completely ruptured. I went to the doctor about 4 days ago, which is my dad. Love him to death. My mom's a nurse. And he looked at it and he was like, ugh, this doesn't look so good. But he gave me some protocols and, told me what I need to do. So I'm like, okay, I'm real positive. Going to stay off my foot. I was using my foot too much. That's why my dad gave me crutches. He's like, you're putting your weight, you're walking around. It's not going to get better like that, So at any rate, so I was feeling like, okay, now I've got a plan. I'm going to let my ankle get better. I'm really trying to get better because I've got some golf stuff I want to do. Oh my gosh. But it's going to take a while. A torn Achilles in my right heel. Whew, that's not good. But that's not the worst of it. So I'm taking a shower the other night. I'm standing on one leg, my one good leg. Good Lord. My foot slips out from underneath me. My bad foot tries to catch my body weight. That ain't happening. Oh my God, that smarted like crazy. So I just collapse and fall, landing on my left rib cage over the edge of the bathtub. It knocks the wind out of me. I don't know if I broke my ribs or not. And I'm laying there at the bottom of the shower like, what in the world is going on? My knee's bothering me. I mean, the thing is, when I had the hurt ankle, I was really trying to be careful because what'll happen a lot of times is you overuse the other side. And I mean, I'm going from being asleep to hopping to the bathroom on one leg, which is like full-blown plyometric training. You can't do that without being warmed up. So I started crawling on my hands and knees to go to the restroom in the middle of the night or whatever. Now I've got my crutches, thank goodness. But it wasn't, I ended up not hurting that other leg. Knock on wood. I still am trying to keep cool with it. I ended up slipping in the shower. So what's the great lesson? When I think back to the greatest lessons I've learned in my life, Michael Jordan was the one who said, you got to take a turn of negative into a positive. So what am I going to do right now? Well, I'm thinking about trying to really lay out a treatise, a series of videos on what I've learned about the golf swing over the last 7 years. It's pretty amazing. And I don't really feel like it's that confusing anymore. I think that we all have learned a lot more about the golf swing. When I started really scouring the internet back then, there was a lot of different opinions and a lot of stuff that wasn't backed up and a lot of, there was still a lot of smoke. But I think today we've all together through research and crowdsourcing and different people's opinions rising to the top, I think we've discovered some pretty important truths about the golf swing. And I think that, I'll tell you, I really don't think that there's a problem with playing with the modern swing if you can do it. I think a lot of young players play very well with the modern swing. It just didn't work for me. And now, I mean, shoot, I'm 48 years old. So I need something that's a little bit easier on my body. And that's what, I was told that directly by Jack Nicklaus, that, the classic swing is easier on your body over time. It's that lower back stress, a lot of guys have suffered from that, and I don't need to name names. But so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to go and do next. I'll be honest, I'm very, very proud of my film, Mr. Hogan. If you'd like to support my swing evolution, go see Mr. Hogan. it's a fully professional movie. I'm very proud of it. It's 90 minutes long, and I visit with some of the real pillars of the game that knew Mr. Hogan, and I really get a full 360 view of what he was like as a person, a player, as a club maker, and as a teacher. It's very cool. So what I want to do now is I risked everything to make this movie. Went into debt, did the whole 9 yards, blew everything I had. Thank you, Matt. Matt said he loved the movie. But why would I do this? Why would I put myself through this? It's because I want to prove that I can make high quality, fully professional, TV-worthy golf projects. I've probably got a dozen TV projects I could make, or web shows, So I'm going to put it out there right now. If I had a sponsor, I could make a full-blown golf TV network that would be very inexpensive to produce, highly professional projects. I mean, I really think that I'm as good as it gets when it comes to quality for the price. There's an old saying that there's a triangle of quality. There's time, money, and quality. Like if you want quality and you have a lot of time, you can do it for very little money. That's, I wouldn't say I necessarily did that because I was working as fast as I could. But if you want it to be really good and really fast, then you need a lot of money, So, but at any rate, that's what I want to do. I want to make really high quality golf projects. They can be documentaries. They can be, I'd like to do player profiles. I'd like to really get in with the people that are getting older. Yeah, I'd love to make a video with Mike Malaska. Obviously, he's close with Nicholas. So at any rate, I'm trying to figure out what my next moves are going to be. This downtime is probably a good time to think about my life professionally. I'd like to make a scripted feature film about Ben Hogan. I've done all the research. I know the whole story. I'm a professional writer. I understand how to tell these stories in Hollywood. I could do it in a blink of an eye. I was already structuring it with a friend last night, talking about it. I'm like, it's like a no-brainer. There's so many dramatic sequences, that I think it's a really pretty cool story to tell. But anyway, I'm going to try and figure out what I'm going to do next. Just going to keep plugging away. I'm going to try really hard to stay safe and, just enjoy my time down here in Florida until, I'm hoping to go back to California. I've got up for a couple shows. I'm just trying to figure out what's next for me right now. But I'll tell you what, you guys are awesome. I hope you're doing great. Don't forget to turn a negative into a positive. Somebody asked me about my injuries. I have a partially torn Achilles tendon in my right ankle. I have my knee. I haven't had that. I heard it recently. I haven't had that looked at. And I fell in the bathtub and landed on my rib cage over the edge of the bathtub. My full weight. Oh my God, I can't even roll around. It's very difficult. If you've hurt your ribs, I bruised them doing judo in a very similar kind of way, and it took months. It was like 6 months before it was finally better. I can't even laugh. But that's a cool idea. Yep, having a cocktail. This is a Greyhound, vodka and grapefruit juice. What was I going to say? Oh, I've got an idea for a movie I'd like to make. I'd like to make a movie called Long Ball, okay? Like, there was a great documentary called Fastball about how fast guys really threw the ball over the decades, because there's different ways of measuring the speed of people's fastballs. So, it's really, you have to drill it down to figure out, okay, well, we have to compare these different methods and how did they measure speed? Well, there's all these stories about Mike Austin hitting the ball 454 yards or whatever. That seems kind of like BS, but maybe with a massive tailwind and you catch a couple of huge bounces on a cart path, maybe in Texas where it's like concrete fairways, maybe it's possible. But, I think it would be really cool to see, like, who's actually hit the longest golf ball ever, so that could be pretty cool. But anyway, I've got lots of ideas. I'm just, I'll be living up here for the next month and a half, probably, a little less on the golf course, but I can't wait to get back to the golf course. And what I'm going to do is creative visualization. I'm going to be working on my Hogan swing. I really felt like I got someplace. It's so funny, and now I'm all jacked up. But it's all things pass in time. All things change. I will get better. I'm going to stay focused on my regimen. And I wish all of you guys the very best. I love you all. I love golf. I'm so glad that this has happened in my life. It's amazing. So I toast all of you folks out there. Hit them long and hit them straight.